All right, we are here today to continue our discussion on your author platform. And by this point, if you've watched the other videos, you're probably going, oh my gosh, this sounds like a lot of work. Do I really have to do it all by myself? It's a good question. Let's talk about how you can get some support with this in ways that are helpful and not hurtful to your ultimate goal of becoming visible and connecting with your readers so that you will build a basis of trust and relationship and connection, and you will have some people interested in checking out your book when it's published. Okay? So let's talk about who can help you with building and managing your platform. You can absolutely hire professionals who are able to help you do a few things, such as build and design a website. You're going to want to be involved in that process of what content goes on what pages you want, what design it looks like. Maybe you don't care that much. Maybe you know that there are some particular things you like or dislike, but you want to let the expert take the wheel and run with the design. As long as it resonates with you, as long as you're happy with it and it reflects your personality and who you are, that's totally fine. On the other hand, you can absolutely build a website yourself. I've built like 3 of my own. I finally hired an expert for my current rebuild that I'm still working on, because I know the value of working with someone who is an expert that can save my time. But then again, will it be what I want? Will it be what's in my head? I'm a very particular person, so I know that this woman has a difficult job to do, and I love her for it. But maybe you are not that. Maybe you are more understanding. You just sort of want to get something up, iterate in the future, make improvements as you go. That's totally fine. There's people who can help you with things from the bottom all the way up to something super fancy and amazing and something you want to carry on for years and years, okay? So you can hire a professional for that. You can get someone to help advise you on how to create the most effective social media profiles, right? Someone who is an expert in social media marketing might tell you, okay, this is a really great strategy for how you present yourself on your profiles, when you should do these posts or what kind of posts or all of that. They can kind of help you map that out, map out a plan, identify better times to post. If you have readers or people in your audience online particular days and times, they may have some of that data available to share with you. So there are these kind of social media experts, these marketing experts that can help you create more of a robust plan, so you're not like, what do I do? But you absolutely don't need to start there either. This is kind of a, do I want this type of support? Is this in my budget? Will I be okay trying this on my own? Maybe you feel comfortable jumping in and just seeing how it works, and you don't necessarily need a whole robust plan built out for a year or anything. That's fine too. You can get someone to help you with designing some graphics. Maybe you have a particular theme you want to keep in mind. Maybe there are some colors and designs and things you want to accomplish with that. You can absolutely get a graphic designer to help you with some things that complement your theme and your book and all of that. Maybe it's the cover designer as well that you end up working with. Who knows? So think about maybe if that appeals to you. Otherwise, there are do-it-yourself sites like Canva. That's actually where I create all of my images in the Facebook group. I really love it. I enjoy that graphic kind of design process. It's not my wheelhouse, but I enjoy it for me because, again, I'm very particular. And I know what I like and I know what I don't like, but I don't know it until I see it. So I've enjoyed creating those for my group and for my page and all of that. But if the time came to pass that project on to a professional, I would be happy to do that. So here's a particular person you could work with that helps you with some things. It's like a virtual assistant. someone who can kind of jump in and do the things that you need for them, and maybe they're not like an expert in social media marketing or a graphic design professional, but someone who can kind of give you a spare set of hands when you need it, or doing more administrative things like loading blog posts. You write the blog posts, you identify the images that you want and the headers and all of that. Maybe they'll give it a basic proofread, who knows, but they can at least go onto the blog and load it all up and format it so you don't have to mess around with that. That might be helpful. They might be able to help you manage your email marketing. Maybe they load up your emails as you want to send them to your subscribers. They load up, the images that go, or they can create templates. Maybe that, you find someone with some skills there that could help you. They could also do updates to your website. If you wanted to say, oh, hey, let's add a little pop-up box to whatever, maybe they have those skills. Think about the things that you might be able to delegate to someone that you trust and that has the skills to do it, where you are providing them the content and the messaging and the instructions, and not just handing it over saying, build me a website, I trust you. This is more of a delegation where you're managing the project and having someone just go perform the tasks for you. Again, maybe a VA could create the social graphics. Maybe they jump into Canva and do that for you. They have an idea of what you like, or you give them some examples. That could be another option to get some help in that area. Or they could load posts for you on Facebook. Like, for example, I have another admin in my Facebook group that, she just joined, but she's actually my new VA and I love her. But, eventually she might load up some posts for me. I might create like a week's worth of posts and then have her just load them and schedule them in. But what you really need to focus on is how you get the best help in order to keep you on this mission, keep you consistent, but you don't want to hand these things over to other people, because let me tell you this. This is really the point of the video. What you can get help with, but also what you can't. I want you to be very clear about this. Only you can engage with your readers. It's never, ever going to work for you to get someone to go pretend to be Danielle, in my case, pretend to be Danielle and like go start messaging people. You'll know it's fake. People know it's fake. If they understand who you are and they're already connecting with you, and then all of a sudden your style and your voice change, they're going to be like, well, who is this new weirdo? Or they'll be like, oh, hey, Sally, so nice to meet you, when it's like your sister-in-law, right? So only you can go engage. Only you can go hang out in groups and connect with people and give value. Only you can really comment and respond to comments, okay? I know it feels like you should be able to get help here, but it usually doesn't work very well, and I don't want to discourage you from getting support, but there are other areas that people can take things from you. We want to hear your voice. We want to connect with you. I have never, and I will never have someone go comment on my behalf, because I have such a unique, powerful, strong, authentic voice that I know it will never come across the way I would have said it. It just won't. It never will. You might be able to find, in other contexts, you might be able to find like a awesome ghostwriter or content writer who can kind of give you like a first draft of things, like a blog post, or maybe they outline some social media posts for you. But you should always go in and adjust the voice and the wording and how you say things. Like, for example, if you would never say like, oh, hey girl, why would you leave that in there? Why would you want someone to say that on your behalf? Or why would you want, that to be something that goes out from you, from your name? Maybe that's just something that's not your style. You don't resonate with it. It's not something that you would ever say. Think about that. What is your style? What is your voice? We've talked about this for your book. You want to use a similar voice. You want to use a similar style, so people who are going to enjoy your book are already starting to enjoy your voice. So you don't want someone stepping into your voice shoes, for lack of a better word. You want to be raising your own voice to be heard. by those people. So find support when you need it, or when it's smart to do, right? Find someone to help you load those things, and maybe they do the first draft. You write an outline and they do the first draft or something. That's totally fine. Collaborate, but make sure that what comes out under your name as the author of this book that you're going to be promoting is something you're proud of, something you're putting your final stamp on, something that says, this is from me. I put my final approval on it. What are the politicians always saying? Like, I approve this message. They clearly have other people writing it, but they approved it, so we take it as their words. It doesn't matter if some other person wrote it. We take it from them as their words. When you go back to the point of being visible and making those connections, you wouldn't want people to connect with you on a message that doesn't resonate, right? So it is a lot of work when you think about adding up the minutes over a week or a month or 4 months or whatever it is, right? It does add up, and it is going to be something that takes time and takes effort and planning, and maybe even the planning takes a lot of extra time. Maybe you sit down for a weekend and do some planning, and you really get to think about, okay, what is my platform? Where am I posting? How much am I doing this? And how much am I doing that? And you write it all out and you throw it on your calendar, right? That could take a good solid day. Who knows? The point here is, I want to make sure that we don't lose you in the process. You're shifting to kind of that business mindset of, I'm an author, I'm a book writer, I want to promote my book. I'm out here talking with people so that they get to know me as an author and a writer and a book person, right? Like someone who's in the writing world. But we don't want to lose you as a person. That's why you see me being Danielle all the time, because I don't know how to be anyone else. I don't know how to be anything else. Readers and your audience will enjoy getting to know who you are. So don't shortchange them that and try to sneak in someone to give you that little boost when you're like, oh my gosh, I just can't handle it. Can you go engage on my behalf? I'll give you my password and you just log in under me and it'll be incognito and no one will ever know. They probably will. And they might forgive you the first time. But I highly doubt you're going to keep that engagement going if you continually have this voice shift and they're not resonating with the new voice. They came to you, they were drawn to you from the beginning as your original voice and your style and who you are. So if I came at you where you're seeing this Danielle and all of a sudden I'm a completely different person, and I come at you with this different personality, this different voice, this different style, you might be like, oh man, who's this new girl? What's going on? She's in Danielle's body. She doesn't look like Danielle. She doesn't sound like her. It's just going to be one of those kind of abrupt shifts. And believe me, I see it. When I see it, I know it. When you get to know people and understand their voice, you'll feel that shift, and it's not very fun. So get the support if you need support. It's out there. You kind of have to look for it, but don't let someone step into your shoes. Keep them firmly planted on your feet, please, and thank you. And I will see you in the next video. We are going to start talking about a couple specific parts of platforms that I know you're like itching to talk about, and you're probably sitting there mad at me that I haven't even talked about your author website and like how to do one and whether you need it and all the things about it and where to get one and how, all of the things, right? You want to hear about this. I want to tell you about it. So we're going to spend probably the next set of videos on your author website as part of this big platform, okay? This is one piece of it. It's not the platform. This is one piece of it. So tune in to my next video where we get to talk about things like that, okay? I'll be here. I'll be wearing my shoes. I hope you'll be there too. We'll see you then.